Hello, this is my Disney submission video for the Walt Disney movie job, and hopefully y'all pick me after I explain why I think I'm the best candidate for this job. Well, let's start from the beginning. My name is Abraham Renteria. I reside in Dallas, Texas. I've lived here most of my life. I was born in '84, so I'd seen a lot of Disney movies had come out before I was born, and I know Disney's been around for a long time, but I caught the good end of Disney movies when they're getting like greater and greater and greater, and um, I love that I found movies in general because I come from a family that we love watching movies in general. So when I grew up at the age 3, when I started understanding what I was kind of watching and seeing, and cartoons were, like every kid's favorite thing to do. I started watching movies with my mom, my dad, and then my mom would take us all the time to the movie theaters here in Dallas, Texas, and I just love Disney movies. I've seen them pretty much all of them thousands of times over and over and over. My niece, my nephew, I've taken them to go see it when they were kids and they got older. Now they're grown. We just love Disney movies. It touches people's heart, and people always love them just as much as I do. And I know some more, and there's some that are just super fanatics for Disney movies. But back to me. Uh, Disney movies. As far as Disney movies, as you can see on my TV right now, that's Lady and the Tramp. Lady and the Tramp. Lady and the Tramp is my number one favorite Disney movie. I'll tell you why. Lady and the Tramp, I've always loved dogs in general since I was a kid. Everybody loves cats, dogs, whatever pets they like. Lady and the Tramp, I fell in love so much with that movie that I wanted a dog. I got a dog one day, I think at 8, 9 years old. It was a girl dog. I named her Lady just from the movie, Lady and the Tramp. It wasn't the same type of dog, but it was a girl, so I was like, I'm going to name her Lady. I did, and sadly, Lady's no longer with us, so rest in peace, Lady. And yeah, Lady and the Tramp is one of my number one Disney movies that I will always cherish. But I have four others would be in my top five. My two would be Aladdin. Aladdin, I love that movie because the characters, the music. I mean, all Disney music is great in these movies, but Aladdin, it really struck excitement nerve, and then the casting was perfect. You had Robin Williams as the genie. The guy who played Aladdin, and then Princess Jasmine, and then the monkey, the carpet. I mean, everything was so wonderfully done and great about that movie. So I loved it, and then I love the sequels, and yeah, I continue watching those. Now my number 3 would have to be The Lion King. The Lion King is such a big emotional roller coaster movie because yes, we already know the story of the Lion King and what happens, and Simba becomes the king. And he goes through his hardships just like in life. You grow up, if you're born into royalty, it's gonna be hard. So Mufasa, the characters like Mufasa, Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, Nala, all those characters were great. Scar, great enemy, and then the hyenas. I love the hyenas. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech Marin, as the hyenas. That movie was very funny, but also very good life lesson at the same time. And then seeing African uh uh animals in all kinds of ways in the African country shown in an uh, animated movie, it was wonderful to see. So yeah, that movie touched me in such a way, but it's still not Lady and Tramp. That's still my number 1. My number 3 would have to be uh 101 Dalmatians. 101 Dalmatians, again, dogs. I love dogs, so 101 Dalmatians, I just love that movie because, there's so many dogs, and it starts off with a little bit of dogs, but there's a bunch of them because, as you know, Cruella de Vil is trying to get those dogs and use their fur coats. I love that movie. So funny, so great, heartwarming. I'll never forget it. And my number 4 Disney movie would have to be, it would have to be it would have to be DuckTales. DuckTales, I love that movie. That movie and ducks in general. I don't know why I loved ducks when I was a kid. I used to watch the TV series. I used to sing along with it, everything. But I used to watch it all the time. I would, sometimes pretend I was sick at school just to watch it. And then when the movie came on theaters, my mom took me and my little sister to see it. And yeah, great movie, great characters, also funny. And yeah, that's my number 4. And my number 5, it would have to be it's kind of a tie between Toy Story and Monsters Inc. But if I had to lean towards one, Toy Story. Toy Story. I mean, Jesus. I mean, when Pixar and all that stuff came out, Toy Story was like, it just blew people's mind. Woody. Slink. All these characters. The piggy bank. The army guys. The dinosaur. It was a great movie, and then the actors in it, Tim Allen, Tom Hanks, classic, actors, Tim Allen, I remember him from Home Improvement, but to see him in a animated film with, toy figures talking and living in this boy's house as a toy, it was so great. I love it. But anyways, those are my top 5, and yes, I love movies. Movies to me is, second nature, and Disney movies, I will always cherish them as I am right now, as I'm doing this interview. But yes, that is why I think I will be a perfect candidate for this job, and I hope you take me in serious consideration and notify me as soon as possible. Thank you for your time. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.